Everybody, I'm not sure that this could really be called a tutorial, but someone did ask me in the past how I was able to determine who was on the roster at any given time in some of my replays. Well, it's harder to do for the older seasons, obviously, but for the most recent seasons, I used the MLB At Bat app, and that's right here on the tablet. And opening day last year was March 28th of 2019. So it's got all the games listed there that were played on opening day. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll until I find the game I'm interested in, which is going to be the A's and the Angels. So what I do there is just click on it, and by clicking on it, it's going to take me to the actual box score. It will also give me some things about, a recap of what happened. But basically, the parts I really want to get to are the box scores. So we'll tap the box score, and it first starts out with the Angels. So that gives me the starting lineup. But not only does it give me the starting lineup, but it's going to give me the other guys that are on the roster as well. So let's say that you got the Angels from one of your card games, and in this instance, I'm just going to use as a example. I'm going to use the LA Angels of Anaheim inside pitch. So here we go. Yeah, Angels of Anaheim inside pitch 2019 season. I've got them separated: batters in this stack, pitchers in this stack. So what I typically do for opening day, if I was going to set this up for opening day, is I look at who the starting lineup is going to be. So I pick out the 9 guys that are in the starting lineup. So in this case, if we look at I don't know how well the tablet's showing up on this video, we'll look and see Cole Calhoun is your starter in right field. So we put him to the side. And I've kind of cheated and done this in advance to kind of make it easier. Mike Trout is up next. He's number 2. Third hitter is Justin Bour, so I got him there. Fourth hitter is Andrelton Simmons, so we got him there. Fifth hitter is the DH Albert Pujols, so he is there. Sixth hitter is going to be Zack Cozart at third base. So if I can get them apart here, they're kind of sticking together a little bit. They're kind of new still, Cozart, because I haven't really played with the Angel cards all that much. So there's Cozart, and then next up is La Stella. Then scrolling on down the line, we got Jonathan Lucroy catching and hitting 8th. So there he is. And then we have number 9 hitter Peter Borges in left field. All right, so that takes care of the 9, but I still got all these other guys here. All the other offensive players to go through and see if they're around. So first thing I want to do next is look at the starting pitcher, and it's Trevor Cahill. So I make sure we have Trevor Cahill. Oops, wrong card. Had him out here earlier. Trevor Cahill, there he is. He's ready to go. So there, right now, in this stack to the left of the iPad here, is the 9 starters plus the. I might need a little extra light here. Let's see if that will help or not. We've got the Angels starting 9 plus the starting pitcher right there. I look at the actual box score, see if anybody pinch hit, pinch ran. They did not. So all their bench is going to be down below as I scroll down. So all I'm going to do is we count the 9 here. So they're probably going to have either 3 or 4 bench players, because most teams carry either 13 or 12 offensive players. So let's scroll down and see who they have on their bench. And here you go. It shows the bench. Those 3 guys are on the roster on opening day. So I'm going to search around until I can find the guys I'm looking for in my stack of position players. So I'm going to pull out, the first guy I'm going to pull out is David Fletcher. I did find him, so he's there on the bench. I also found Brian Goodwin. He's another bench guy, so he's over there. And backup catcher Kevin Smith, or Kevon Smith, I think it's Kevin Smith. So those are the 3 bench players, and they go behind the starting pitcher. So there you go. Got all my position players plus the starting pitcher. Now I got to figure out who's in the bullpen. If there are 9 starters and 3 position players that are on the bench, that means we should have 13 pitchers. One of those is a starter, so I should have 12 more guys to bring in, or to add to the roster to make it complete out of the bullpen. Well, the first thing I want to do is go back to the box score top here and see who actually pitched in the game. And that's Cam Bedrosian and Luke Bard. So I'm going to include them, first two, Cam Bedrosian and Luke Bard. In fact, I'll flip these over so they can just go on the stack. So I know those two were there. Now I'm going to come down here and look at the players that are listed as a bullpen but didn't appear in the game. So we go through our all of our pitcher cards, and we find Cody Allen, and then I found Justin Anderson. Okay, next one is Ty Buttrey. Next one is Luis Garcia. There he is. Next one is Matt Harvey. And the next one is Felix Pena. And scrolling on down the list, we get Mr. No Ramirez, Dr. No. And then we have Hansel Robles. And then the unfortunate, sad story of Tyler Skaggs and his troubles that ultimately led to his demise. And then Andrew Haney, who is not on there, so I don't want to include him because he's not on here. So even though he pitched 95 and a third innings, he does not start the season on the roster. So I need to find the last guy, which is Chris Stratton. And that could do some doing because he's kind of one of these guys that just doesn't have a lot of innings pitched. So he's probably buried somewhere, if I even have a card for him at all. He might be so low that I don't even have anything for him. Scrolling now or scanning the extra players. And when I run into situations like this, what I actually do is I tap on the player and look at his innings pitched and see if maybe he's one of these guys that didn't, do a whole lot. Well, it turns out he was traded to Pittsburgh. So let's go over here to there's his two teams. So I click this down arrow and that breaks it down into the two teams. And I can see here he pitched 28 innings for the Pirates, but only 28 games for the Pirates, only 7 games for the Angels, but he did start 7 games and pitched 29 innings. So Chris Stratton should be on here unless he was with the Pirates, and I didn't move him over, but I should have gone through and done that. So unless this card is buried under something I'm not seeing. So this is one of the things you go through. I didn't want to make it so neat, where it was perfect. I wanted you to see what happens when you're actually trying to find these guys that are out there, and I'm still searching for my Chris Stratton card. Now, most likely the way it's turning out is he's probably on Pittsburgh, and I probably forgot to move him to the Angels. So I'm going to my Pittsburgh cards and look at and see if I can find Chris Stratton on the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that's what I'm doing right now off camera. You can't see it, and there he is. Lo and behold, there he is with the Pirates. So I need to go to the Pirates, pull him in, and there you go. There now I have the 25-man roster for the Angels. So if I'm ready to start a season with the Angels, I've got the 25 guys that need to start the season with the Angels. All right? And I do the exact same thing with the team they were playing, which was the Oakland Athletics. So I go to the Athletics and go through the same routine. I won't bore you with that because you already seen me do it the first time, but that's basically how you do it. And that tells you the starting lineup, starting pitcher, who pitched in the game that day, but more importantly, it tells you who's on the roster at any given time, and not just for opening day. You can go to any day on the calendar, and this will be updated daily with every day to be accurate. So there you can see all the cards. So with that out of the way, just wanted to do a real quick thing there because somebody had asked about how do I know who's on the roster at any given time. Well, for 2019 and possibly 2018, the MLB At Bat app is what I use. Now when you get to older seasons, I usually depend on the computer, like the Strat PC or one of the other PC games to do that. But if I wanted to get out of this, let me get out of this real quick. Why is this touch? Oh, there we go. So you can see I'm at the MLB app is where I'm at. So that's how you find it. You go to the scoreboard And when you go to the scoreboard, it's going to default to today's date, whatever date it is that you're looking at it, and you just go backwards to find the date that you need. So, but there it is, the MLB app right there. That's what you need. All right, so that's how you do that. Now, since that's been done, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and actually play the game. Okay, another thing I like to do is, I know I've separated the cards and whatnot, but just as a reminder off the glance, where I don't think about it, I write down who's on the bench and who's in the bullpen for each team. And for lefties and righty relievers, I kind of separate them as well. Noticing the Angels don't have any lefties in their pen, so that could hinder them in this game against the A's. You at least see that the Angels have one. I'm sorry, the A's have one lefty. But anyway, so let's set this thing up. May not play a full game, or I might skip ahead because I don't want to run out of video time. So let's go ahead and set it up the way I would. So this is our setup now for inside pitch. And we got the ballpark card there, Ring Central Coliseum. We got Mike Fiers, the pitcher, Calhoun, the batter. And we're underway. And we roll a 5-5, and that is a ground ball right back to the pitcher on that one, a G1. And that's going to be an easy play. I'm sorry, I'm going backwards here. 5-5, range play. I'm doing all this other stuff, forget the simple mechanics of the game. We start with Fiers. Let me move the... I usually have the pitcher card over here because it's like reading a book. You go left to right. So 5-5 was a range play. So let's go to Cole Calhoun. 3-5. 3-5 is a star line 3, which on Fiers is a ground ball to second. So we're doing a range of the second baseman. And the range of the second baseman for the A's is Chad Pinder. And Pinder checks in range-wise is only a 2. So this has to be a 1 or 2 for him to make the play. And it's not. It's a failed range play. So it's a base hit for Cole Calhoun. So he sneaks a base hit right off the bat. His attempt rating is a 1, +1 from Fiers, gives him an attempt of 2. Nothing happening because that was not a 2. Go to Mike Trout. 1-5 on Fiers. Home run question mark. 1 through 20 passes that check. 1 through 20 will pass that home run check. That is a 20, so it does pass the check. And unfortunately for Fiers, you get to Trout, 20. He's going to hit a home run every time against the right-hander. The ballpark won't change it. So that is a 2-run home run for Mike Trout. So Mike Fiers put it right where he didn't want to, and Trout clubs a 2-run homer. So that didn't take long. Now Justin Bour, his card is kind of interesting. I really said I wasn't going to get into the player ratings, but almost feel compelled to, because Justin Bour in Stratomatic, his range, at least ones I remember, has been a 5, where it's the worst you can have. So I want to pull his card out for the 2019 Stratomatic set. It just hit me to try this, or to do this. So let's see, because inside pitch rates him as a 3, which is average range. And it's kind of interesting how one game engine could have him as average range and another game engine could have him be so bad. So let's see what Strat calls him for Justin Bour. Let's see, Strat is interesting. Strat, like I said, I don't know who's doing the ratings here, and this is just an aside, but Justin Bour is given a 5 E5, a 5 rating in Stratomatic, in case you're not familiar with Stratomatic. The higher number is the worst. So 5 is the worst you can have, and he's given a 5. So in Stratomatic, an average range would be a 3, but he's given a 5, whereas in inside pitch, he's given a 3. So kind of interesting there. And he's also given a low error rating, which on here is kind of low. It's a 5, so it's not too bad, but I was just curious about the range on that. How on one hand he can be rated so average on one game engine, and on the other hand he's so awful. So that's just an aside. Not going to get into player ratings today. There's Justin Bour, 4-2 on Fiers. Range play at the ballpark, so we're going to Ring Coliseum. 3-2. 3-2 is a ground ball to third. Range play on the third baseman. Third baseman's range for the A's, and I forgot to write him in, is Chapman. Chapman is a 5. That's the best you can have. So 1 through anything other than a 6, he'll get to it. And of course, it's a 6. He doesn't get to it. Let's check to see if it's a double. Nope, it's a 1, so it's not a double. It's just going to be a single. But that's just the way it's going for the A's. You get a guy with a 5 range, and he still can't make the play. Justin Bour has no run rating whatsoever, so he's going to hold. Here is Simmons. 6-1 is an automatic star line for Fires, so we'll see what the star line is. 6, so it's a fly to right field for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Albert Pujols. 1-6 is a range play again. A lot of range plays in this game early on. 4-5 is a liner to second. And again, range of Pinder is only a 2, so this might get by him as well. It does not. He makes the catch. And the runner on first is a chance for a double play. So let's check the runner on base. When a runner is on first, which is right here, and the line drive goes to second base, a 1 or a 2, and he gets doubled off. Nope, he does get back in time. So it's just a liner to second base for out number 2. Takes care of Pujols, and that brings up Zack Cozart. 5-3 on Fires is a strikeout chance. Go to Cozart, his strikeout's only a 7. You lose 2 from Stadium, so 12 on the D20 is way above that. Go to Cozart, 2-1, fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So 2 runs come in for the Angels on the 2-run homer by Trout. And at the end of half an inning, it is the Angels 2 and the Oakland A's coming to bat. So we got Trevor Cahill on the mound facing Robbie Grossman, leadoff hitter. And we get a 2-5 on Cahill, and that's a home run question mark as well. Grossman's a switch hitter batting left, so to pass the home run check, it has to be a 1 through 5. That's a 7. Does not pass the check, so we skip it. Go straight to Grossman. 1-6 is a ground ball to short, and that's 1 away. And it's going to bring up Chapman. Cahill, 3-1 is against a right-hander. It's a star line, so that's an automatic out. See what the automatic out is. It's a 3, which is a ground ball to short. So 2 consecutive ground balls to Simmons. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Stephen Piscotty. That's a foul ball. If it goes out of the tray, it's a foul ball. 5-3 is another range play. And it's 2-6, which on a right-hander is a ground ball to second. So we're checking the range of the second baseman LaStella. He's a 2. So this has to be a 1 or 2 to make the play. It is not. It's failed. Failed range play, so it's a base hit. Base hit for Piscotty. His attempt is a hold, so he's not going anywhere. And that'll bring up the DH, Chris Davis. 4-2 is a strikeout plus for Cahill. His strikeout's a 14. You add 10 from the plus, makes it a 24. Even that -2 is a 22. That's a 9, so definitely a strikeout. And the inning's over. So there you go. First inning in the books. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I'm already 18 minutes in and I'll never get it finished all 9. So I'll probably just play maybe the first 5 or 6, depending on how the score goes. All right, here is Fires. It's a 2-6, which is a wild pitch, which with nobody on it is simply a foul ball. We re-roll on Fires card. 1-4, that's an error on a throw potentially if a throw is needed. Go to LaStella, 2-4. Ground ball to short. There is a throw needed so we will check the error rating of Semien. And Marcus Semien's error rating is a 4. The D20 is a 14. 14 is way above a 4, so there is no error. That D20 would have had to have been a 4 or less to be an error, and it's not. So he is out of there. Here's Jonathan Lucroy. 6-5, and that's a hit by pitch chance. Fires adds 1 to the number. His hit by pitch is 11, so he add 1, makes it 12. That's a 1. So Lucroy gets plunked. Lucroy gets hit by the pitch. Now his attempt is a none, so he's not going to go anywhere. And that'll bring up Borges. 6-3, and against a right-hander, it's the automatic star line. So we see what the star line is supposed to be. It's a 3, which is a ground ball to second with a runner at first. Potential double play. So we check the double play rating of Borges, which is a 6. Wow, he hits to a lot of double plays. That's a 6. Nothing there. Second baseman is where it went. So the pivot shortstop is Semien. He's a 0. So since it's a 6, that's an automatic double play. There's nothing to stop it from being a double play. So it is a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. Friars did much better that time. So we go to the bottom of the second. Still 2-0 in favor of the Halos. Brings up Jurickson Profar, first baseman. Matt Olson, the normal first baseman, is injured to start the season, so Profar had to give it a go. 1-1, error on throw if possible. 6-1 is a fly to left, so no throw, therefore no error. And Profar is out of there. 1 away, and here's Trevor Cahill. 5-1, and they've got an @ sign, which takes us right to the ballpark. So we're straight to the ballpark to get the result. 4-4 is a single +7. That means it's a single to left field, and he has a chance to stretch it into a double. We check the BR rating, which is a 3. Subtract the outfielder's arm. In this case, the left fielder is Borges. I wrote him as a center fielder by mistake. His arm is a 0. So we're just going to go strictly by the BR rating here, which is a 3. So we're going to roll 1d6. If it's a 1, 2, or 3, he stretches it to a double. 4, 5, he holds. 6, he's out trying to stretch it to a double. It's a 1, so he does stretch it to a double. So how about that? So Chad Pinder, a double, stretched it to a double. Nope, didn't check his B. He's got a hold, so he can't go anywhere. So we will check Semien. 1-2, and that's a home run chance right here. You don't have to check down here. It's straight up home run. 1-2. Semien's home run is a 12. That's a 9. 9's less than 12, so it's gone. A 2-run home run for Marcus Semien, and the A's have just tied the game that quickly, 2-2. And I'm writing rather messily because I'm standing up while I'm doing this in order to get around my camera, which I have elevated a little bit. All right, so Cahill back on the mound, shaking that off. 4-5. 4-5 is a strikeout chance, but 19 way too much on that D20, so no strikeout. So we go to Laureano's card. 6-3, and he doubles to left field. So how about that? A home run is a double home run, now another double. And Cahill is in trouble. Laureano is at second base with only 1 out for Josh Fegley. 5-4, and that's a range play at the stadium. So we go to the stadium card. 6-6 is a ground ball to short. So we're checking the range of the shortstop, and that is Simmons. He's got a range of 5. So very likely to make this play unless it's a 6. And he does. So since he made the play, the runner will have to hold at second base. So there's 2 down. And that'll bring up Robbie Grossman back to the top of the order. Cahill, a 5-2. Split chance against a righty. It's a star line, but he's a switch hitter batting left, so it's a blank. So we skip that and go straight to Grossman's card to complete the at-bat. That's a 4-1. It's a fly to right field. So that's going to end the inning. Now Tabby is at my feet crying, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue this without interruptions or not. We shall see. I may pause the video and see if I can get her calmed down. She's about ready to knock some of my stuff over. Okay, 2-2 in top of the third. It's Cole Calhoun to lead off. 2-2 is a walk plus. So Calhoun's walk is a 10. You add 10, makes it a 20. So the 10 is definitely less than that. It'll be a leadoff walk for Cole Calhoun. Then we'll check his attempt rating, which is a 1. Then you add 1 from Fires, gives him an attempt of 2. So we'll see if anything's going on. 2 and a 3 means that we got a hit and run. So Mike Trout is in hit and run status right here. Go to Fires card. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. 1 is a strikeout. So Mike Trout's going to strike out. And on the hit and run, that means now we do a steal check on Calhoun. So Calhoun will have to steal. He's got a 16 up here. Minus 1 from Fires makes it a 15. Fegley's arm is a minus 1, makes it a 14. I'm sorry, a 15. Went from 17. Oh, I got the wrong card, my bad. It's Calhoun. 16 minus 1 for the hold is a 15, minus 1 from the catcher is a 14. So 1 to 14, he steals it. And he does. It's a possible throwing error on Fegley since that was a 2. Fegley's throwing error, his throwing error rating is a 3. So if this is a 3 or less, he makes the throwing error. He does not, but it is a successful stolen base for Calhoun. Almost a strike him out, throw him out, but not quite, as Calhoun was able to beat the throw. So with 1 out and runner at second is Justin Bour. 4-2 is a range play at the stadium. 6-1 on the stadium is blank. That's the rare play. So we're going to go to the rare play chart with men on base. That's this chart right here. Roll 2d6s and see what happens. It's a 56. 56 says slow roll to first, who possibly bobbles the ball then throws wild to first. Resolved by rolling against the first base error rating. First for the bobble, then for the throw. All right. And it's also a range check on top of everything else. So I think we need to also see if he actually gets to the ball. And Profar, defensively, let's check his error in his range. At first base, Jurickson Profar is a 1 range. He cannot make an error, but he's got a 1 range. So we know he's not going to make an error, but he's very likely going to boot it on a range or not get to it on a range. So this has to be a 1 for him to make the play. He does not. It's a failed range play. So failed range play means it gets past him at first. If it's a 5 or 6, it's a double. It's a single. But we can check and see if Calhoun can score. He's at second base, and his BR rating for Calhoun is a 4. And we go to our base running chart. Single past first, S3. S3 right here to get from second to home. You need a 4 through 6. And guess what? He's got it. He's got a BR of 4, so he will score. In that case, the outfielder's arm does not even come into play. So that's an RBI single for Justin Bour. And the Angels have reclaimed the lead 3-2, just like that. Here's Andrelton Simmons. 4-4 is a strikeout chance. 14's too much. Go to Simmons. 1-6. He's going to ground it to second. Could be a double play. He's got a double play rating of 3. We already know the pivot is a 0, so it's a 1 through 3, and it'll be a double play. It is, so it's a double play, 4-6-3 to end the inning. But the run scores, and the Angels grab a 3-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the third. As soon as the A's get the lead or tie the game, the Angels come right back and take it away. And that'll bring up Matt Chapman for the A's. He will start things out. 5-4 on Cahill is a range play at the stadium again. And we get a 6-2, which is a question mark 9. And that's an 11. So question mark 9, 11 is a double. It's a double to right field. But the range of the right fielder can take that away. Cole Calhoun's a 3. If this is a 1, 2, or 3, it's a fly out. 4, 5, or 6, it's a double to right. And it's a fly out. So Cole Calhoun runs it down in the corner. Takes the double away from Chapman. 1 away, and that's one of the great things about this game is the range checks. Piscotty is up 3-2. It's a double question mark against a right-hander. A 1-3 on the D20 would be a star line, but that's a 13, so it fails that. We go to Piscotty. 2-1. Split chance against a right-hander. He grounds to first, so he will ground to Justin Bour, and Bour will make the play. So 2 up, 2 down for the A's, and that takes us to DH Chris Davis. 6-1, and it's an S1 here for a single, but that's in parentheses, so that's only when he's tired, which he is not yet. So we go straight to Davis's card. 2-3 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down go the A's. We go to the fourth. Still 3-2 favor the Angels. And will be Albert Pujols on the mound, or at the plate rather, for the Angels against Fires. 6-2 is a strikeout chance, 7 on Pujols. He's only a 6. Stadium takes away 2, so 7's way above a 4. Go to Pujols. 4-1. He's going to ground to short. So that's handled by Simeon, 1 away. And that takes us to Zack Cozart. 6-3. 6-3 is a star line against a right-hander, so we'll see what the star line is. It's a 4, which is a ground ball to third. So Chapman's got that. 2 up, 2 down, go the Angels, and here's Tommy La Stella. 3-3, and that's a strikeout chance against Fires. 16, though, is way too high. Go to La Stella. 6-1, star line 5, which on Fires is a ground ball to short. So 3 easy grounders. Completes the 4th inning for the Angels. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still 3-2 in favor of the Halos. It'll be first baseman Jurickson Profar to lead off against Cahill. 2-2 for Cahill. Strikeout chance. 19's way too high for that. Profar 3-4 against a right-hander. He's going to ground to first. Against the lefty, it would have been a base hit. Oops. Ground to first. I got right a base hit in there. What I was thinking. It's ground ball to first. Handled by Bohr. 1 away. Here's Pender. 6-5. Strikeout chance. 7. He's got 11 here. -2 from the stadium's a 9, but 7 still falls below it, so it will be a strikeout. 2 up, 2 down for Marcus Semien. 6-3 is a strikeout chance. 17's too much. So Semien 3-6. He's going to single past short. So 2 out single by Semien. His attempt is a 2. +2 from Cahill makes it a 4 for an attempt. And it's a 9, so nothing's happening. So Semien has to hold with nothing going on. And Laureano, the batter. 1-1. Possible error for throw is necessary. 5-2. It's a single to left. So single to left, and then we'll see if a throw is necessary or not. I don't think it is, because the runner's not going to go to third on a single to left field. I don't believe. I think you really have to have some serious speed to do that. You lose 2 on your BR rating. So, and then see, Borges is a 0, but the BR rating of the runner Semien is a 4, but it drops down to a 2. 2 outs, it makes it a 3. So they'll go ahead and try it, see if there's a throw, and then we'll check the error as well. First of all, we'll see if he's safe on the throw. Well, he has to hold, so the 4 is bigger than that, so there's not going to be a throw. So since it wasn't a throw, there wasn't an error. So that's the way I resolve those. All right, so 2 down, 2 on for Fegley. I'm sure it was clear as mud. 3-3 range play. This is not a tutorial, like I said. I'm just scanning through. 3-3 is a range play, and another 3-3, and that's a ground ball to third. Range of the third baseman, Cozart, who's a 4. So checking the range on Cozart. 4, he's got it. So that's going to end the inning. Cozart up to the task. 4 innings in the books. Still 3-2 Angels with the lead. And that brings up Lucroy to start things off. It'll be Lucroy, Borges, and Calhoun here in the top of the 5th. 3-3 again is a strikeout chance. 17's too much. Go to Lucroy, and we get a 4-3. 4-3 is a question mark 9. That's a 3. So against a right-hander, that's going to be a double. So Lucroy leads off with a double. Start things off with a double for Lucroy. Brings up Borges. Borges, a 5-3 for Borges. A 5-3 on Fires is a strikeout chance. That's a 13. 14 for Borges, but you lose 2 from the stadium, so now 13's above that 12. No strikeout. Stadium took it away. Borges, 1-5. He flies to center field, and that's out number 1. And you lose 3 from the BR if you try to tag up from second to third. Lucroy is only a BR1, so he literally cannot move up. So there's 1 away, and here is Cole Calhoun. 2-4. 2-4 is a double question mark. Against a left-hander, you would need a 1-3 to be an out. That's a 7, so skip it. Go to Calhoun. 6-2 is a pop-up to second. And that's 2 away. And now you got the dangerous Mike Trout. Now second base is open, so they're going to give the intentional walk to Trout. I know it's not sexy for the video, but playing it like they would in real life, I certainly wouldn't pitch to Trout with first base open and 2 outs. Here's Bohr. See if Bohr can make him pay. 6-6 is a blank, so we go to Bohr's card. 3-1, ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. So That time it paid off. The intentional walk did. And that's going to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth, still 3-2, favor of the Angels. Cahill back out. Now Cahill can face 21 batters. He's faced 18 right now. Fires can face 22. He has faced 21, so he may be done. And Cahill's probably on his last inning. Here's Grossman. 4-1. That's a foul ball. Try it again. 1-5 is a straight up home run chance off of Cahill's card right here. That's a 9. So 9's above the 3, so no home run for Grossman. Finish it up on his card, 5-6. He's going to line it to second. So Grossman, not a power hitter, so he missed his home run chance. One away, and here's Chapman. 5-4, range play at the ballpark. 2-4. 2-4 is a fly to the left. We're checking the range of Borges. He's a range of 4. Anything other than 5 or 6, and he catches the ball. And he does, so Borges tracks it down for out number 2. Brings up Piscotty. 5-5 on Cahill is a walk plus. 8 there. You add 10 to Piscotty's 10 already this there, so that's a 20. 8 falls well below that, so it will be a 2-out walk to Piscotty. He's got a hold for an attempt rating, so he will not try to go anywhere. And this brings up Chris Davis. 1-1 is an error on throw possible. 6-2 is a fly to center, so no throw, no error. And that's going to end the inning. After 5 complete, it's California or Los Angeles 3, A's 2. And we'll take a short break. Okay, top of the 6th, the new pitcher Yusmeiro Petit. So I'll go to my little roster thing there and cross out Petit. And we're ready to go with Andrelton Simmons. And I went ahead and filled in the defensive ratings for Oakland, which I had forgotten to do. So here's Simmons, 1-3 against Petit. That's a strikeout plus against a right-hander. So that's definitely, even though that's a 4, and you lose 2, that makes it a 2. You add 10, makes it a 12, and that 6 falls below that 12. So thanks to the plus, had it not been a plus, it would not have been a strikeout. But the plus gave him that 10-point boost, and that did it. And he strikes out Andrelton Simmons. That brings up the DH Albert Pujols against Petit. 2-4 is a hit by pitch. Pujols is a 4, -7 for Petit, so impossible to be hit by pitch. Even with a 1 on the D20, it's impossible. So we go to Pujols, 2-4, and that's possible to hit a ground ball to second, which he just did. So 2 down, and that brings up Zack Cozart. 1-5 for Petit is an automatic star line. And we roll for the star line. It's a 3, which is a fly to center. So 1, 2, 3 inning turned in by Petit. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 3-2 in favor of Oakland. Now Cahill has a 3-2 lead. He's on a short leash. If he hits his fatigue number, he will give up the hit, but they're going to try to get another inning out of him if they can. So he is subject to fatigue if he hits this one here with that 6-1. 6-1 is his fatigue number. That's the only, and 2-2. Those are the ones that can get him. Here's Profar, 3-2, double question mark. That's a 9, but it has to be a 1-6 to give up a single. So 9's above it, so no single. Here's Profar, 4-5, ground ball to short. Profar is out of there. So there's one away for Chad Pinder. And here's Cahill, 5-4, another range play at the stadium. 5-6, it's a ground ball to short, so we're checking the range of the shortstop Simmons, who's a 5, so anything other than a 6, he catches it. And he does, so it's a good play for Simmons. 2 down, nice to have those 5 range guys. Here's Simeon, 2-2, and he found his fatigue. That's a walk check, and 1 is less than that, so he will give up the walk. Because of the fatigue, he will give up the walk. It would have been a strikeout had he not been tired. And here's Laureano. They're going to let him go one more batter. See if we can get Laureano out. Now we'll check the running rating of Simeon. His attempt is a 2. He's a +2, so it's a 4 attempt rating. But nothing's happening, so we'll go to Laureano. Cahill, a 5-2 is a star line, so he'll get the automatic out. And he will make it through 6 innings. That's a 2, so it's a ground ball to second, and so Cahill does go the full 6. and he will be coming out after that. So we go to the 7th, still 3-2, timeout. Okay, top of the 7th, new pitcher for the A's is Joakim Soria facing La Stella. 1-6, foul ball. That's a wild pitch, so it's a foul ball with nobody on. 3-6 is a strikeout plus, and that's going to get him with a strikeout. So La Stella falls victim to the strikeout plus, brings up Jonathan Lucroy. 1-3, another foul ball. 1-6, another foul ball. He's got 2 wild pitches in that column 1. 1-4, strikeout plus will get Jonathan Lucroy. So fouled off some pitches, but finally succumbed to that strikeout plus chance. And here's Peter Borges. 4-4, and that's a hit by pitch chance. He's got +1, but he's a 0, so no hit by the pitch. Here's Borges. 2-5 as a pop to second, and that's going to end the inning. And that's going to do it for Soria. He's pretty much well, they might let him go 2 innings. We'll see. Bottom of the 7th we go. We got a new pitcher for the Angels. It's going to be Cam Bedrosian. He will be on to face Josh Phegley to lead things off for the A's. Bedrosian facing Phegley. 1-1 is a strikeout plus again, so definitely gets the strikeout there. 1 away on that strikeout plus. Robbie Grossman. 3-2 is a strikeout, but 16's too high, so that's not going to happen. Here's Grossman. 2-4, and he grounds to short. So that's 2 down. And it takes us to, whoops, picked up 2 cards by mistake. That takes us to Matt Chapman. 6-2 on Bedrosian is a blank against a righty, walk plus against a lefty, but a blank against Chapman. Chapman's card 6-2, he flies to center, and that's going to do it for the bottom of the 7th. And so I think they're going to let Bedrosian and Soria go 1 more inning, or at least attempt to start it, because they were so successful. They didn't face that many batters. So back we go for the top of the 8th. Here's Cole Calhoun. 6-1 is a blank because he's not tired yet. He's only faced 3 batters, so he's not tired. So here's Cole Calhoun. 2-3, and he flies to right field. So 1 away, and that brings up Trout, the ever dangerous Trout. Soria 2-1, range play. For Trout, 2-6 is a star line 2, which is a fly to center. So we got a range on Laureano, who's only a 2, so this could probably drop in. But it doesn't. Laureano beat the odds there and made the catch. So he robs Trout of extra bases, possibly. 2 down, here's Justin Bohr. 3-3 is a strikeout plus, and that's going to get him every time. 14 plus 10 is a 24, so -2 is 22, but that's still way above what they need. It's a 1-2-3 innings, so Soria is going to go 2 innings. Very effectively, as a matter of fact. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 3-2, and Cam Bedrosian is going to stay in there. A's will bring in a new pitcher in the 9th, probably Liam Hendricks. Here's Piscotty to lead off the bottom of the 8th against Bedrosian. 6-2 is a blank against a righty. 5-3 is a single to right field, so Piscotty starts things off with a base hit. He's a hold, so he cannot go anywhere. Here's Chris Davis. 6-5 range play. 3-4, star line 4, which is a ground ball to third, so the range of Cozart, who's a 4. And if he gets this, it could be a double play. He does get to it, so now we have to check double play. It's a 2 there. Nothing on the pitcher, and the pivot at second base. La Stella is nothing as well, so 1-2, it's a double play. It's 3, so it's not a double play. And since Piscotty's BR is higher than 3, he will get the extra base. So Davis is out 5-3, and Piscotty will make it to second base because his BR is higher than that D6. So he's in scoring position for Jerks and Profar. 1-4 is a walk plus against a lefty because he's switch hitter batting left. So 17 will be the walk. And that'll put 2 on with only 1 out. And now we got a timeout for a pitching change. They're going to bring in a new pitcher for Bedrosian. New pitcher is No Ramirez. Delivers to Pinder, 4-4. Strikeout plus against a righty. He's going to get him the strikeout. That's out number 2. It's a big strikeout right there. And here's Marcus Semien. 1-5 is a single right there against the right-hander. It's an S1. That will tie the game, because on a single, to get from second to home on a single past the pitcher, that's everybody gets that. You have to have a 4 to 6 to get from first to third, so Profar will not make it to third. He will stop at second. But we got a tie game, and that run is charged to Bedrosian. So we are tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. And here's Laureano. Ramirez, 3-6, home run question mark. 9 passes that check. So now we're going to look at Laureano. It's a 13. So if this next D20 is a 13 or less, we got a home run. And we do. It's gone. Laureano just greets No Ramirez. Dr. No is Mr. No right now. The Angels are wishing they hadn't brought him in. That's a 3-run bomb. And all of a sudden the A's are in the lead just that quickly. They're going to see if they can get Ramirez to finish the inning. 5-1's a double question mark. That's a 3. And fortunately for them, it would have been a 1-2. It would have been a single, but they missed that. So here's Fegley. 1-6 is a star line 1, which is a fly to left, and that ends the inning. But the A's pick up 4 runs and take a 6-3 lead into the 9th. We're right back for the top of the 9th. All right, top of the 9th, Liam Hendricks in to save it. 2-3 is a strikeout plus, and that's a good start because, no, he doesn't strike him out. That's a 4, so it's a 14, but the -2 from the stadium takes the strikeout away. Here's Simmons. 6-5, he flies to center, so he still got him out, but it wasn't a strikeout. That'll bring up Pujols. 4-5, and that's a ballpark check. Go to the ballpark card. 3-5, and 3-5 is a home run to the pole. I'm sorry, 3-5 is a ground ball to, or star line 6, which is a fly to right.